And then a process begins. We have told you about innate before. It is the body intelligence that knows everything that's going on in your body because it represents the field that is quantum around your DNA. It is the innate you touch for healing. It's the innate that responds to the laser and the chemistry that is profound, that is new. Because it's multidimensional, innate sees it and knows it. You know what else is multidimensional? Human consciousness intent. When you generate thought groups that are creative, it is a multidimensional process. It's what paints paintings. It's what the maestro behind me uses when he closes his eyes and hears melodies he's never heard from the other side of the veil. That's a multidimensional process, and he can turn it on when he wants because he's in touch with innate. And innate is in touch with the higher self. How do you do it? So I will now describe to you again how it is done. The first step was to get out of survival. The second step is pure intent. Intent to touch that which perhaps has never been touched in your life before. Ready to cross the bridge, you are. And have this energy, which is ripe on the planet, serve you. And start working with that intent so that you become closer to what you've always had, the miracle layer. The innate. It's in touch with DNA. The stem cell blueprints are there. The Akashic record is there. Spontaneous remission is there. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's all there. The masters knew it. That's how they worked. All those healings that you heard about that they did, absolutely real. They were touching the innate of every single human being they were with. How do you do it? Pure intent. And I'll say it again. Intent which is so pure, you cannot go backwards once you've given it. Absolute. You're going to co-create something with intent because the intent is all of you moving in to an area you've never been before. And here's a metaphor, and you'll never forget it. When the human being stands on the edge, the bank of a lake, and they desire to jump in, all of the muscles of their body, with pure intent, give the process and the attributes coming together of jumping into the air. And they've committed. And you might say, well, now they're in the air. But there's a process which they don't understand, but they know all about. And it's called gravity. Science does not understand gravity. Oh, they think they do. They think it's related to mass. Well, it is related, but it's only one of the attributes of gravity. Mass does not determine gravity. What you see in 3D is a correlation that you have come to understand and say, well, this is why you have gravity here, why it's less here, why it's more here. Oh, how 3D of you. There'll come a day when you can control gravity, when you can make massless objects. Tesla did it. The science is out there ready to be discovered yet again. And you don't understand it, but you all use it. So here is an extremely complex process that is no understanding at all, a multidimensional attribute of the universe, and you use it every day. Every day. You don't even think about it. Don't understand it, and you use it. And you've jumped off the bank, and gravity takes you into the lake. Now, how many of you, after you're wet, get out of the lake, sit down with a pad and a piece of paper, and want a list of how gravity did that? Are you understanding what's going on here? Listen, there is a profound divine rule and an axiom. And let me give it to you another way. Your higher self is a piece of the Creator. You're all born with it. It's the same soul you've had for every single lifetime. Are you aware of that? Every lifetime, same soul. There's a friend there. Some of you have been able to reach out and touch that friend, and that is when you're the most peaceful on the planet. Can you feel that? Do you remember that? How would you like to have that all the time? It's like having all your parents back wrapped up in one inside you, looking at you. You can touch them, they can touch you. Touch their hand anytime you want. In pure love, it's the parents you always wished you had if you didn't have them. From the other side of the veil, that's what it is. Oh, you feel so good. That's where the inner child is. It feels so good. You can touch it anytime you want. And it can be 100% of the time. You can be on a high of love. The process is not understandable. Here's what I want to tell you. Ever since you were born, that higher self, that soul, which has been with you every single time, which has all the intelligence that you don't seem to with the shell of consciousness, always has had his hand out. This is the loving God who puts you in places synchronistically that maybe you'll make decisions. It's that same loving energy that will show you 11:11 on the clock that's completely and totally non sequitur. That is to say, it's out of the possibility of randomness that you keep seeing the same numbers. Now you know. That's the Creator inside you.